Hello and welcome back. Thanks for stopping in. And today we're going to be doing a classic dessert that the kids love, people love, and parents love making it because it's really easy. And we're going to be making an apple crumble. So before we get started, I ask that you smash that subscribe button, turn on notifications so you know when we're making a video, and subscribe to our channel. I greatly appreciate it. You can use Granny Smith, you can use Honey Crisp. You just don't want to use Gala or something like that because they'll really get mushy when you bake them. But the first thing you're going to want to do is we're going to take these, we're going to peel these, core these, and we're going to chop these up. So we're going to get all these chopped up, and then we're going to be right back. If you're going to be doing a lot of apples, whether you're doing apple pie or just a lot of baking, do yourself a favor and get yourself a good apple quarter. These save a lot of time and they're going to save your hands. But once you get this all done, and we get these all cored, we're just going to cut them just in chunks, half, quarter, whatever you want to do. We just don't want real big pieces. Now we don't want to make them too small, because if we make them too small, they're going to turn to mush when we go to bake it. But we just want them a half decent size. So we'll chop these up. Once we get our apples cubed up and place them in a bowl, this is the time you're going to want to set your oven to 350 degrees. And all we're going to do is we're going to take our sugar, and again, as usual, I will have all the ingredients in the description. But this is about 2 tablespoons of regular sugar. And we're just going to put that right over the apple. We're going to take about 3/4 of a teaspoon of cinnamon. Same way, we're just going to put it right over because we're going to mix all this up anyway. We're going to take about 1.5 teaspoons of lemon juice. And one of the main reasons that we add the lemon juice is it's going to stop these apples from turning brown on us. And we're just going to take this and we're just going to mix all this up. Because it's going to take us a little bit of time to make our next section that we have to do. And we just don't want our apples to turn brown. So we'll just mix these up. So that way we don't get a sour spot. Mix this sugar up. This is also going to help to start breaking down these apples. Once we get it this far, we're just going to set these to the side. And now we'll work on our topping. We set our apples to the side, and now what we're going to do is we're going to take our flour, and we're going to add to that our brown sugar. Now these are old-fashioned oats. These are not quick oats. So make sure when you get your oats. Now this is optional. You don't have to add this, but it makes a better texture. And we're just going to add our oats right in. And our cinnamon. And we'll give this a little mix real quick. Get this all mixed up. Break up that brown sugar. And again, all we want to do is just mix this up a little bit before we add our next ingredient. We just don't want big clumps. And once we get this mixed up a little bit, that we don't have the big clumps of brown sugar, now what we're going to do is we have cold butter here. This is unsalted. And you don't have to do this part, but it makes it a lot easier. You just break it up a little bit. It makes it a lot easier to add it in. It doesn't have to be exact. We're just making them smaller, so when we cut this into the dough, it makes it a lot easier. You don't have to be real neat with it. And once we get that, we're just going to add this right in. And what we want to do is we're going to cut this into our mixture, and we're going to make actually like a crumb. If any of you have ever had apple pie and you've had apple crumb, that's what this is. So if you don't have a dough cutter, you can use a fork. It just makes it a little bit easier with one of these. And these are like $2. They're not really expensive. And what you're going to do is you're just going to keep breaking this up until you get crumbs that are about the size of a pea. So we'll just get this all broken up. Once you get it to where it looks like it's just basically exactly what it is, it's just crumbles. Now you're going to have a couple big pieces. You're still going to have to break them up a little bit because you are dealing with butter. But all we're going to do now that we have everything that we need, what we want to do is we're going to take our dish, and I'm using the 10 by 10. Depending on how big your apples are, you might need more, you might need a little less. And I'm just going to take our apples and I'm just going to put them right in our dish. And we're going to make sure we use all that juice. Almost like we're doing an apple pie. We're just going to smooth that out. And that's why I said this is really a really easy dessert to make. It doesn't take a lot of time. Once we have that done, all we're going to do now is we're going to take the crumbles that we made. We're just going to gently put them right over everything. And like I said, see, you might have a little bit of clumps here and there. You just break them up in your hands. And we're just going to gently move it to the side. And make sure we coat everything over. And we're just going to gently pat this down. And really, that's all there really is to making apple crumble. Some people do call it apple crisp, some people call it apple crumble. But that's all we're going to do. And we're going to put this in the oven. We're just going to put this in the oven now for about 40 to 50 minutes. Now, depending on your oven, it could be a little less or more. But we're going to put this in until it turns nice golden brown and it starts to bubble. So now what we're trying to do is now we want to cook these apples, get them nice and soft. So we'll get this in the oven at 350 degrees for about 40 to 50 minutes. All right, we've had this in the oven for about 45 minutes. We've left this cool down a little bit to at least we can touch the dish, but it's still going to be a little hot. And just be careful when you do this because don't forget, these apples make a syrup inside and it's just going to be like, if you get it on you, it's going to stick to you. So we're just going to take a little bit out. And the whole house is filled with the smell of cinnamon. I'm just going to put it right there. And as you can see, all the juice in the bottom. I'm just going to set this to the side real quick. You can always give yourself a little bit more, a little bit less. We're just going to take a little bit of taste of it right now. That's an apple pie without the crust. It's sweet, it's nice and soft, the apples, but you know what? It's missing something. And what would really make this taste good we're going to take a big scoop of vanilla ice cream. That's what always makes it taste good. And like I said, your guests will love this. You'll love it because it's so easy to make. The kids love it. It's a nice, good dessert. It doesn't have all the unhealthy stuff in it. Nothing beats apple pie and vanilla ice cream. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you'll join us again real soon, and I will see you next week.